Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Brownstone's Best Business Review. I'm Dr. Paulette Clark, and you are in the Brownstone Worldwide studios, where, of course, we also house brownstoneworldwide.com. We have the Brownstone Podcast Network, and, of course, Brownstone Living Magazine. And of course, if you're not familiar with Brownstone's Best Business Review, this is where you get an opportunity to meet some amazing business owners and what they're doing in their communities and with their businesses, how they got started, and some tips that they have for you. Today, we have an amazing woman that is going to be hanging out with us today, and her name is Pennie Crockett, to be exact. Now, she's known as Pennie, and she's actually the CEO and founder of Pennie's Tea. She's a Chicago native who was a professor of health science, where she has worked preparing students for future careers in healthcare. Now, as an educator and a tea sommelier, author, CPG coach, and health professional with a master's degree in health and entrepreneur who doesn't mind sharing the secrets of better health and vitality. As a survivor of domestic violence, it has become Pennie's mission to increase awareness of the aftermath, both mentally and physically, of domestic violence and how to live with the trauma. Utilizing the power of specially blended tea recipes, Pennie combines the healing potential of her brews with the message that health and wellness can help you heal. Pennie's Tea works directly with the Crisis Center for Women in Domestic Violence. She wants to continue to help other women find their passion and their strength like she did through her teas. She's helping and healing one sip at a time. Pennie's Tea is more than a drink. It's a sweet release like no other. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring up Miss Pennie herself. Welcome to the Brownstone. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me today.
Awesome. So glad that you could be here with us. And we're going to dig right in because when I read people's bios, it gives us just a glimpse. And in my head, when I'm telling the story that I see on your bio, I think there are flashes of your life that I think are there, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And so what I want to do is to provide an inside story about the beginning of Pennie's Tea. Now, I saw that you are a survivor of domestic violence.
Yes.
So how do the two correlate? And how did you take your survivorship and transpose that over into the teas? How did that happen?
Okay, Paulette. This is my story on how Pennie's Tea got started. I wasn't feeling well one day. I really wasn't sure what was going on with my body. I had nausea, diarrhea, vomiting. I'm like, what is going on? Went to the doctor. Had a pretty good relationship with my doctor, my family doctor, and she said that I had irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. She said it was stress induced due to my domestic violence situation.
Wow.
However, at the time, I'm thinking, I'm not in no domestic violence situation. That because it just wasn't in my life. So she's saying this to me, I'm thinking, she don't know what she's talking about. She's still human. Doctors don't know everything. So
Right,
I
right.
was like, that's not my situation. So she gave me a prescription to get filled. But on the way home, I really struggled with having another pharmaceutical drug inside of my body.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted something more natural, something more holistic. And oftentimes when I take large pills, they get large, like right here, and
Mm-hmm.
drink
Mm-hmm.
more water. It just makes me gag. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even about to do this to myself.
Right.
See what I could find on the internet that's a little bit more natural.
Okay.
So I went home, went to the internet, and all these different things came up. What caught my eye was tea. I'm like, I like some tea. So
Mm-hmm.
I started ordering all these different teas. And my first tea was my detox tea
Mm-hmm.
that helped me lose weight. You can lose up to 10 pounds in a week on my detox tea. But more importantly, it rid of me of all of my IBS symptoms. So it
Wow.
wasn't even designed initially to be a weight loss tea, but I lost weight from it. And so
Mm-hmm.
that, I was trying it again. Like, I'm losing all this weight. I said, you know what? Let me tell my mom. My mom always trying to lose some weight.
Mm-hmm.
Told my mom, and she was like, So big thing, you lost weight. So, she lost weight and started telling family members and friends. And that was like the beginning of how
Mm-hmm.
tea got started. But at
Mm-hmm.
the time, I was a college professor. Know anything about the tea business.
Okay.
So I went to school. If I was going to make Pennie's tea into a business, I
Yeah.
went to school for tea to become a
Mhm.
sommelier. I really wanted to hone in on my skills and giving something back to the consumer.
Yeah.
But still, in this moment, I'm not thinking that domestic violence is my issue.
Mm.
Until I call them episodes because I had plenty of those. It was
Mhm.
an episode that my abuser bust all my windows out of my house. And in that moment, the police gave me a pamphlet on domestic violence.
Wow.
Still, this is not me. I don't know why this man is giving me this pamphlet. So I told one of my girlfriends, and she said, "You should call the number on the pamphlet." I said, "You think so?" So
Mm.
when you're in something, you can't see until you get out.
Mm.
And so I was not able to see all the things that was happening to me. But
Mhm.
I called the number on the pamphlet and it actually saved me and my daughter's life. My abuser tried to kill me twice in that
My
relationship.
goodness.
But I took that sour situation and I made sweet tea my passion.
Come on.
And now a percentage of our proceeds go back to the shelter that saved me and my daughter's life.
Wow. Oh, wow. Well, congratulations, first of all, for taking the first steps and getting out. We do know that that is a huge issue. And you said something that I thought was really interesting. You said that you didn't know why people were providing you with information about domestic violence. And so you didn't think that it was you. And so I definitely want to dig a little bit deeper here. How do you think you just missed the symptoms or the signs of it? Or were you just like, oh, he crazy. That's just who he is.
I thought, in life you go through different relationships. I just
Hmm.
wanted it to be bad guy, bad relationship.
Yeah.
If you didn't grow up with domestic violence, I didn't see my parents go through that. I didn't have friends that experienced that.
Hmm.
So, as educated as I was, it
Hmm.
was a term that I was familiar with. So, it was
Hmm.
my life.
Yeah.
I've had bad relationships before, but
Right.
I've never had one like this. This is
Mm.
like the ultimate of bad.
Yeah.
But because it was work I wasn't familiar with, so I definitely make it my mission to educate
Hmm.
people just like me, not
Hmm.
knowing that this is their life too.
Hmm.
Domestic violence don't have a face. You can be
Mm.
highly educated, you can be someone that's making minimum wage. It does not matter. It strikes all.
Yeah, it does. It
All
absolutely
colors,
does.
all creeds. It don't matter your religion, it strikes everybody.
Mm-mm. It doesn't. And I'm glad that you brought that up because a lot of times we stay in it, whether it be male or female, we stay because we don't recognize it. We think that this is normal, some kind of way it becomes our normal. And for you to take that first step and take your friend's advice to get out, I applaud you for that because there are so many of us that don't get out ever. And it becomes their life or it becomes their coffin too many times.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It does take about 7 attempts. This is even on the domestic violence website. Seven
Mhm.
attempts for you to actually leave. I've tried to leave between 7 and 9 times prior to, but it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
They know what to say to reel
Yeah.
you back in.
Yeah.
All these charming skills. They're very narcissistic. The word,
Mhm.
I didn't know what narcissism was back then.
Mm.
I've learned so much, throughout this journey.
Okay.
But I needed this journey in order to help someone else. Because I used to be able to say, why me? Lord, why is this happening to me?
Right.
A male friend of mine said, why not you? It
Mm.
needed to be me in order for
Mm.
me to be here talking to you to help someone else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. And we're always here to help other people. And so, again, I thank you for sharing your story and giving back to the organization that supported you through your transition. So that's pretty awesome as well.
Very
And
grateful
so
for
you,
the community.
so you started the teas
Yes.
and you started losing weight. So
Yes.
now you notice my hair went
I had one tea.
one tea. That's all you had.
I
So
had one tea.
that is amazing. So you had the one tea.
Yes.
And it was just, was it something that you put together yourself or was it something that you, wow.
I crafted it myself. A couple of years prior to that, I went to school to be a colon therapist. I'm a professional student. Let's be
Okay.
clear. I will go to school. I love educating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a
Mm-hmm.
professional student, so I went to school to be a colon therapist. And I actually, back in the day, I had a day spa where I operated as a colon therapist. So I had the colon therapy in me, but I never made a concoction to do the same thing. So I label it as you have the privacy of having a colonic in the privacy of your own home versus going to a facility to have it done.
Okay. I love that. Okay. So I want to stop right there because now I got questions.
Okay.
So we're talking about this tea and having a colonic. And so how does that correlate with weight loss, right? Because it sounds like what it's doing is it's helping to clean out your intestinal tract.
It is.
And you're losing pounds of maybe,
of unwanted waste. Absolutely.
Okay.
But we give you a full meal plan.
I see.
To go along with that weight loss. So you can lose up to those 10 pounds in a week.
Wow. Okay. So that makes sense to me. That makes a little bit more sense. Because you hear people, oh, well, you can't lose 10 pounds in a week. And you're saying, oh, yes, you can. Holy cow. Let me make sure that I go ahead. And what's the name of that tea? Where's my pen?
It's the Colonic Detox Tea. I have the package right here. So it looks just like this on our website.
Oh. Okay. Okay. So I know where I'm going after this particular, listen, after this interview, everybody needs to go over to her website. And I'm going to go ahead and put that up here for you guys now, because we all need to get ready for the holidays because here they come.
Oh, they coming. Lord, they coming quick.
Yes, they coming quick. And we already know what a lot of us are going to be doing during that time. We're going to be cooking. We're going to be eating. We're going to be going to outings and events and all kinds of stuff. And I need to be ready. So let me ask you, after you started the weight loss tea, and it sounds like it was by accident.
It was accident, not accident, because I was trying to solve the irritable bowel syndrome. But all the ingredients that I was adding, custom blending this tea, it turned into be so much more than irritable bowel syndrome. So because I had just one tea, I hired a person to do my website. And he said, what do you have? I said, I have my instant colonic detox tea. He said, where's the rest of your teas? I said, what do you mean? Where's the rest of my teas? I have one tea. He said, why you only have one tea? I think that the website will look so much better with a variety of teas. And that's exactly what I did. I got busy, and within a year, I had 50 teas.
Oh, okay. Now I got questions. 50 teas.
Yeah. 50.
What are some of the flavors?
Oh my God, I have so many flavors. But our top flavors is ginger peach blast tea. It's our Lucy tea, tropical bliss, strawberry kisses, and summer fun. So those are our traditional flavors. 3 of those flavors you can find in grocery stores. And then I turned those flavors into bottled tea because I wasn't always a bottled tea company. But now I manufacture bottled tea as well. It's a story behind that too.
Okay. And we definitely need to get there because now you got me leaning in even further. Like, tell me more because this is getting good. So you have flavored teas and they're available in stores. What stores can we find you?
Okay, so I'm in 700 plus stores across 28 states.
Do y'all see how she just glazed over that real quick? You're in how many stores?
700 plus grocery stores.
Holy cow. Well, first of all, congratulations and applause.
Thank you. That was a journey too. That wasn't easy.
Okay. So you went from one packaged tea to your web designer telling you that you needed to have more than just one tea, to having over 50 teas, and 3 of your most popular teas are available in 700 plus stores nationwide.
Yes, in 28 states.
In 28 states.
Yes.
If you have not stopped for a moment, folks who are watching, to marinate on the impact that this kind of movement took behind the scenes, I need you all to think about what that took to make happen.
It was a lot.
It was a lot, wasn't it?
It was a lot. I did a lot. Oh my God, it's been a 10-year journey.
10 years.
It's been a 10-year journey.
Okay, so you're in 28 states. Can I find you in Georgia? That's all I need to know.
Yes, I'm in the Fresh Market in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. The Fresh Market.
They have
Okay.
11 locations there.
Okay. Okay. Let me write that down because after we leave. Okay. All right. So the Fresh Market.
The Fresh Market. And
Okay. Where else?
if you put in your zip code, it would tell you what location is closest to you. So we're in the Fresh Market, we're in Gelson's, we're in Bristol Farms, we're in Mariano's, we're in Jewel, we're on Target.com. I know I'm missing one. Whole Foods, and I'm missing another one. I can't think off the top of my head.
This is amazing.
Oh, and we'll be in O'Hare Airport in Chicago.
Congratulations. Oh, you out here you killing the game.
And then the next airport will be Atlanta. You'll be able to find our products in the Atlanta airport.
That's all I got. I just, okay, we can just bang the gavel now. We can shut down because so your teas started from this. Now let's go back just a little bit because whenever I think about the triumphs that I have had, I always reflect.
Okay.
What are the reflections that you have had from where you came starting this to where you are now?
I would say the reflection would be, don't give up. And for me, as I tell people all the time, me building this brand has nothing to do with me. I do it because I want to save someone's life. Wow. And so that's the biggest takeaway for me. It's not about me. It's about who I can help. And that gives me my drive to keep on going, even throughout the difficult times when you don't see it happening. Because I started with one bag of tea. I also started in one grocery store. And I couldn't see, okay, how am I get to 2? How am I get to 5?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was not an easy experience to go from 1 to 700 plus. But I kept my vision. Think about all the ladies who you're trying to save. Wow. And that's my biggest motivation. It's not always about the profit for me because I believe in God and I know He's going to bless me in the end. So on the front end, let me do work. Let me serve. I'm here to serve.
Yes, I love that. And see, service is where it truly begins. And clearly what you have given has ultimately multiplied back to you through your teas, through the increase of that. So that means that you ain't doing this by yourself either, are you?
No, there's no way for me to do everything by myself. I have lots of people on the back end helping me obtain these goals.
Okay. And I mean, and let me tell you the reason why I'm bringing that up, because a lot of times as business owners, especially when we're starting out, we try to do all of the things, but God only gave us 2 hands.
Yeah. I mean, I've had to start doing everything by myself, but to even get to where I'm going to be going, I have to hire a bigger team.
You did. Okay. Okay. And then that means that you had to get out of your own way. I'm going to ask something that
absolutely out of my comfort zone.
And that's the question I was going to ask. How terrified were you? Because I would
feel terrified.
Are you really? Okay.
As you need to grow because this is unfamiliar territory. Yeah. I don't have a girlfriend I can call. Girl, how many grocery stores did you get in today? That's just not a regular conversation. People normally don't go past their own state. Typically will go to a mom and pop shop or a boutique that would carry a product, and that's on consignment. So it's hard to either find someone who can really relate to you or help you. That person is not out there. It wasn't out there for me. I was not able to meet someone that was experiencing the same things that I was experiencing. Okay. This part is hard. I am in a male-dominated field, breaking glass ceilings.
That's another thing. You're in a male-dominated field. Are we talking about tea, or are we talking about just in general getting products in stores?
Ooh, probably a little bit of both. So in the beverage space, the percentage of women is probably 2%. The percentage of us, even smaller. So brown skin is pretty hard to find on the shelves. They're not just giving us shelf space. It is a male-dominated field, and and it's a hard field to break into. So I might hear during a meeting, well, you know that it's hard to sell these products, and I've heard every possible no I can possibly hear, but I don't worry about the no's. I
Mm-hmm.
keep on fighting until I get that yes.
I hear you. I hear you. And so, what was that like the first time you heard the no? Did
Whew.
you leave pissed off? I had to go ahead and say the word because I know I would be angry. I would be hot as fish grease.
I heard, okay, before the very first no,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what you don't know in business. And
Yeah.
so my second year in, I hired a guy that was marketing. He said, I can get you into Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart, call my mama. I want to be in Walmart. Oh,
Okay.
I was so excited.
Yeah.
All that man did was rip me off my money. It was a rip off. Lost like, I think, $8,000 that first
Oh
year.
my. Oh my.
All he did was take the money. There was no Walmart because it didn't work like that. He said that he
Mm.
was going to set me up with a meeting here in Chicago, and I'm going to be in all these Walmart stores. 2 years later, I applied to be in Walmart, had to go down to Bentonville and
Yep.
actually pitch. Got my product in. They accepted me, but I had to make some product changes to my packaging. By
Mm-hmm.
the time I made the packaging changes, the buyer that I had was no longer there.
Mm.
I had to start all over.
My goodness.
So the purpose is the process was totally different than what the marketing guy had promised me. Because he
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh, I'm gonna send you the contract by email." Contract never came. But once again, you don't know what you don't know.
Oh no, that's
And
right.
so I've learned a lot in this business that everybody, um, a lot of people are vampires and snakes in this business,
Mm.
and you have to really vet carefully. Even though I thought I did vet carefully,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes even those people will backstab you
My
and
goodness.
steal your money, pretty much.
My goodness. I had no idea. So I'm going to ask a goofy question because I'm sure you may not know yourself. Why is it that people are like that? Like, what do they benefit from being in that space, do you think? Is it just, I don't like her, I'm going to pretend, or maybe there's another product?
For him to like me or not like me,
Hmm.
I think that it's kind of the same thing. You have good people, you have bad people.
Yeah, yeah.
You
And
know,
it's,
that's the one who actually want to go to work and the man who want to rob you.
mm, my
So I
goodness.
think he was just fell in a person of bad business practice, and this
Hmm.
is how he conducted business.
Hmm.
It was
Okay.
he scammed me out of my money.
Wow. And were you ever able to retrieve it, but you just chalked it up and you said, you know what?
No,
It'll
no.
never happen again.
At this point, I've lost $100,000 up to date. So different things occur all the time. Once again, you don't know what you don't know.
But now you do.
And now I do. So I definitely help other entrepreneurs get their product from the kitchen to the shelf,
Hmm.
avoid pitfalls that I
Okay.
went through.
Okay. And how do you do that? Because we talked about that a little bit before. And it was, you were telling me that you helped people, or you're in the future, you're going to be supporting individuals by helping them get into retail establishments. How does that work?
Absolutely. Well, I have another website called misspennie.com.
Hmm.
And my course is going to be Product to Profit, the
Okay.
blueprint to mastering consumer packaged goods.
Okay.
Because what I have is a consumer packaged good. And because my journey wasn't easy, I
Hmm.
definitely want to help someone else make their life a little bit easier. So
Yeah.
it's like three tiers to our program. It's the startup, the come up, and the scale up.
Mm.
So the startup is for people who might just have the concept. I have the business name. I don't know how to get an EIN number. I don't know how to do my banking. I don't know how to get, business credit. I don't know anything about brick and mortar
Hmm.
location. So all those people will fall really pretty much under the startup phase. Then
Okay.
once you get to the come up phase, you have some experience. You've been out there a little bit. And so you're in the middle. We try to meet people exactly where they're at.
Hmm.
So we're going to try to dive deep into marketing, HR, hiring, mentorship, um, products, pitching, pitch day,
Hmm.
investor day,
Hmm.
elevator pitch.
Hmm.
When you get to the scale of blow up part, we're talking about co-packers, distribution, manufacturing your own product, having someone else to do it for you. It's so much that goes into this
Hmm.
that I really break it down fully in
Okay.
our course.
Okay. I love that. And so you just broke it down like, oh, this is nothing to it. But what I heard was experience. That's what I heard when
Yeah.
you started talking. You started. Now I've heard of co-packer, right? Because I call myself trying to dabble a little something. But you hit on a lot of different points that people are not aware of. Like, how are you going to finance this? Are you going to mortgage your house? Are you going to, do you have like what are you going to do?
How
So,
to fund your
mhm.
all of it. I always tell people, don't quit your day job.
Mm,
Don't quit your day job because your day job is going to help you fund your dream.
yes, absolutely. And hold you over while things transition. And that, because that can be a challenge as well.
And everyone
Absolutely.
it's not an overnight success. Some
Yeah.
people it might be 4 or 5 years,
Hmm.
and oh my God, you're just there. Other
Right.
it might take longer. Your
Hmm.
everyone's journey looks different, and you don't know what part of your journey is going to lead you to
Absolutely.
the road.
Yeah, I 100. Ooh, oh, boy, the stories I could tell. But yeah, this is amazing. And so you said a word or phrase earlier, and it sounded like an acronym, and it was CPG. Can you
Mhm.
explain to us what that is?
CPG is consumer packaged goods. It's anyone who have a packaged good at the grocery store.
Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
A
Okay.
packaged good could be dog food.
Mm,
Anything in a package. It could be your shampoo,
okay,
toilet
got
tissue. Anything is packaged.
okay, got it. Consumer packaged goods.
Yeah.
And that's so when we're also talking about that, and we're talking about getting those packages in the stores, do you, as the business owner, when you have as many products that you do for your brand, do you get to choose which ones go, or is it based upon some kind of survey or something that they do?
Most companies ask you for your top three. And
Okay.
depending on where you are, sometimes they might take your top two.
Mm,
I've been fortunate to get all of my three into every store.
okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. And do you, so here's the other question. This is good stuff. So when you're done and do you have to do, is it like the music industry? So like I'm from the music industry, and I know when I put out a product or a song or something, I'm going to always give some kind of residual. And the residual, sometimes I've had to wait years to get my residual. I've had to wait 6 months to get a residual check. How does that work in terms of payment for people when they're in this industry?
Well, most grocery stores pay you on a net 30 or a
Mhm.
net 60. So you definitely need money always coming in because once you give them your product and you invoice them for their product, you can
Mhm.
wait 60 to 30 to 60 days to get your money back.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So you definitely need money constantly coming in the door.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so now you got my head on 10 over here talking about this. So your tea is in a store and you're new. Did you, or is this handled by someone else that you've had to bring in? Are you marketing in that specific area your product, or is it marketed for you? Do you have to, maybe once you know what market that you're going into, do you set up something and say, hey, here's, how they do at Sam's Club or whatever, or Costco, and there's like these little cups and you can taste or sample? How does that work? Do you give out coupons?
Actually, all of those. You can do demos, even if you're not from that state. Most states have companies that will come in and demo on your behalf. But I would definitely say vet the right company because they're representing your product and your brand.
Okay, got it, got it, got it, got it.
And of course, there's coupons. There, buy one get one free. There,
Mhm.
30, 50% off scans. There's yearly promotions that we have to do as business owners to have our product in
Mhm.
the store. You have to
Mhm.
do so many promotions per year. So there's always marketing. I've also done Facebook ads where I'm targeting that central state and everything
Mhm.
around that store. I'm going to send them the ad to those people. So I've done different type of, marketing to get the product off the shelf.
Wow. You have to forgive me because this sounds like, first of all, you're absolutely correct. There's no way that you could do this by yourself. And so you're bringing in these different people to support what you're doing. And you're making, girl, you are a walking mogul.
Thank you.
This is this is like mind blowing. Like you're sitting in a place that a lot of people want to be in. So here's another question for you.
Okay.
What does that look like, honestly, on the home front when you're talking about doing as much as you are? And I'm not trying to get in your personal business like that, right? But let's be honest with those that are watching and listening about the sacrifices that you've had to make for your business to be where it is. Because you're not going to sit here and tell me that you have not, based on just the conversation that we've had.
It's a lot of sacrifice. There's all really no such thing as work-life balance. It's been a work balance.
Okay.
I normally work 7 days a week.
Wow.
And so in order for me to get to where I'm going, I have to put in the work. There's no one else that's going to do this for me.
Right.
But because my vision is so big, it's big up there with Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
Come on.
I want to be the first Black woman to own the largest beverage brand in the world. And so in order to do that, it takes sacrifice.
Come on.
So I've sacrificed a lot. I might not get to go shopping like the other person. I might not go get my nails done. I'm okay with all that.
Yeah.
Because, at the end of the day,
yes,
I know what I'm giving up to know what I'm going to get later.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And so when you say you work 7 days a week, and I know that to be true because I too am an entrepreneur. The question is when do you take time for you? Do you take those opportunities to get away and de-stress just for a day or two? I saw the look on your face, so let's just keep it real. Where does that?
It's a little tough, but I'm a work in progress.
Yeah.
Honestly, I try to, like, tomorrow I'm not doing nothing, but I do have a meeting at 5:00. But
okay.
But before that, I'm going to be relaxed. I'm going to church. So after that, I'm going to relax as well.
Okay.
So 1 day a week, I try to unwind and I try to think about work.
Yeah.
And on the normal, I try to shut my work day off by 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening. I start as early as 7 in the morning because I start with giving thanks to the Lord. I start with gratitude and then I meditate and then I work out and then I start my day.
That's it. That's beautiful that you even have that kind of a flow. So the sacrifices that you've made working those 7 days a week, and giving back to the organization that supported you when you needed the help. And then you're responsible for all of these other people because think about it, you got to pay those folks who are so they're looking
That's
to you
word right there.
Woo, I know it is because I got two. Listen. And so when you are, and I know that that's nothing compared to what you're dealing with because I heard marketing, I heard coupons, I heard communicating with your distributors. That certainly sounds like something that you have to do on a regular basis. And I don't know if you've handed that off to someone. Then you have sales. Who's going to go out there and pitch to the next whomever? And so you got all of these things that fall under what you do. Then you got nerve enough to say, I'm going to teach other people what I do.
Yeah. And then I stopped to write a book.
And then you stopped to write a book. Let's talk about that book. You already knew where I was headed. So what's the name of the book, ma'am?
The book is called Dangerous Love, From Battered to Boss Lady. A copy of our book. You can find it on our website. It really just kind of take you through the trials and tribulations that I went through to get to where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to now be on the other side because it was moments during that terrible time in my life that I didn't think I was going to make it. There was a time that I even told God, I just want to die.
Wow.
Because it was so horrific and you just lose all hope. And during those terrible times, I couldn't talk to nobody. I think that was the biggest key. I suppressed all of this within because I'm thinking, who gonna believe me? Who gonna think this is my life? Like I always tell people I wore black every single day. I was a dead woman walking. I was literally dead in my own skin. and
My
didn't know
goodness.
how to get out of it.
My goodness.
Not
And
only
look
was
at
he an
you.
abuser,
Yeah.
he was a stalker, put tracking devices on my car. It was really bad. Treated my children bad. It was just really a really bad, tough time. But I thank the Lord every day that I'm able to take that sour situation and make
Yeah.
the sweet tea that I have.
Come on, making the sweet tea and different flavors, y'all. Listen, you don't know. I'm getting ready to find your tea, ma'am. Yes, we're done. We're gonna go find the teas, y'all. For those of you all who are paying attention, I just want to let you guys know that we are talking to Miss Pennie of penniestea.com. This sister right here is, of course, the mogul behind Pennie's Tea. You can find her in over 700 stores nationwide, in 28 different states to be exact. And she's got a story to tell. And I'm honored that you would share that with this audience and with myself, because it's so important for us to tell so many people, not just young women, but because there are men who are being abused as well, but just telling people that you can get out and the steps that you need to take, even if you don't think that that's you. Sometimes, like you said, when you're in it, you have no idea that you're in that situation. But whenever you get an opportunity to really see that it's you, you got to get out, and the steps that you took. I've got two questions that I want to ask you. Number one, what would you say to someone who needs to get out?
Talk to a good friend, someone close to you.
Mm-hmm.
Get a safe word.
Mm.
So if you have to pick up the phone and call, you say that one word and they already know it's
Mm-hmm.
time to call the police.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important. I've had safe words that I
Okay.
ended up creating. It was after the fact, but it's never too late to create the safe word. So if you
Okay.
do not have a friend that you can rely on,
Mm-hmm.
always call the domestic violence hotline.
Okay.
Always call. This one thing I did not know when I was in it is that they will put you in a shelter up for a year for free,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
you and your children.
Mm-hmm.
That's so important. Most people think that I don't have a place to go. Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
It's counselors available.
Mm-hmm.
Seek the help. If you
Okay.
can't tell a friend,
Mm-hmm.
they're there 24 hours a day.
Right.
Hotline.
Right. Okay. Unbelievable. This is good stuff. And y'all heard what she said now. Get your help, get the help. You have to do that. And then the other question that I have for you is listening to your story and listening to you say certain things like, ooh, let's talk about this. There are so many people that are hearing your story that want to go in business for themselves. And you and I were talking about this before we started the show today. And we were talking about the truth behind being in business that people don't want to talk about. And the reason why I always ask everyone that does the Brownstone's Best Business Review this question is because I think with the advent of social media, people are only showing the fun side of being in business. You're only seeing the glamour. You're seeing finished product and the walking to show the boutique clothing and the ice cold drinks, so that the piping hot coffee and the content of the podcast or whatever. We don't see the behind the scenes when A and B still not equaling C,
Right.
and when we're not able to pay our staff on time, and we have to make explanations. Let's go there. I'm going to go there because it happens to us, right? And we have to say, yeah. And so let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of those truths without digging too deep into our personal selves, right? But what is the good, the bad, and the ugly about being in business for yourself, and not just teas, but overall?
It's one, self-discipline,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to be okay when things don't always go your way.
Mm.
Life be life and all the time for everybody.
Yeah, it
You
does.
don't know someone else's situation, someone else's story.
Yeah.
Even this year alone was a very trying time for me. My kids lost their father. So
Mm.
because life be lifing, you still have to get up every morning as if this just didn't happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
you're dealing with something so traumatic to your family.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally didn't work for like 3 months.
Wow.
I mentally didn't have the capacity to hold a meeting
Mm.
because my kids is going through. He was my husband of 15 years.
Mm.
So life be lifing, but in those most difficult times, stay heavy in your prayer.
Mm.
Even as a business owner, our finances don't always be right. We might not get that bank loan.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say, don't quit your day job.
Yeah.
Until you're definitely able to pay yourself a healthy salary,
Right.
don't quit your day job.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you're going to need that 2 week salary to pay one of your employees.
Come on. Come on now. You're right.
Sometimes you have to rob Peter to pay Paul. But as
Mm-hmm.
long as God knows your heart,
Mm-hmm.
you know the bigger vision that you
Mm-hmm.
have for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
it literally always going to be okay. It might
Yeah.
not look good today, but
Yeah.
this time next week, you go, oh, Lord, I thank you. I made it to another week.
Right. Right.
It really can turn around just like that. When I say God has got me through every payroll, every contractor,
Mm-hmm.
I get an invoice for $20,000, and I'm like, oh Lord, I where me get this money from?
Yeah.
Always send it to me.
Come on.
Always send me the money. I
Mm-hmm.
just got a grant for $10,000 a week ago. And I said,
Congratulations.
God is always on
Always
time.
on time. Yes, he is. I love that. And if nothing else, ladies and gentlemen of this jury, take that away with you today because I love something that you said when we were talking earlier. You said because being a business owner, you have to be a little bit delusional, right?
Facts. Yes, you have to be a little bit delusional.
Yeah.
In your mind, you seeing the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
No one is telling you the maze you got to go through to get to that finish line.
Mm.
And so it's kind of like you in this big maze,
Yeah.
it's dark, and you got a blindfold on.
Yeah.
And you have to feel your way because
Yes.
there's no roadmap to
None.
tell you how to get to the finish line.
No, it's not. It's not. And it's
You
just
don't know who's going to pop out on you in this maze. It's so many different obstacles in this obstacle course of this maze.
mm-hmm.
As you keep your eye on the prize,
Mm.
you will get to that finish line.
Come on. See, y'all done, she done gave a word. Where's my fan? I need my fan today. Here we go. Wait a minute.
You will get there.
Yeah.
God is only going to allow so many bad things to keep happening.
Mm.
Something good is bound to show up.
Mm.
We waiting for the good to show up.
Mm. I love that.
But faith without works is dead. So
That's
you
right.
have to do the work.
Yes. Come on.
I'm not gonna wake up and be in 700 plus stores if I didn't do the work.
That's right.
I prayed about it.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I want to be in all these stores.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, servant, what are you going to do to get there?
Mm.
I am a true introvert at heart, but I had to become an extrovert for my business.
Come
I
on.
had to show up, introduce myself to people. You never know who you might meet to help you to your next.
Yep. I agree.
I network every single where I go. In this year time frame, I've probably been to over 300 conferences. I really have like 300 badges in my office to remind me of my journey.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
I'm always educating myself. I'm always trying to be on the next trend for my company. I try to stay abreast about anything regarding beverage in my space. I'm always subscribing. I'm always getting all the emails. I'm always going to be on the next webinar. What's going on? What's happening next year? I'm already coming up with our 4th bottle tea, which is called Lavender Breeze.
Oh.
And this is going to be purple in color to represent domestic violence.
Come on.
So I'm always thinking out of the box. I'm always having to be creative. You always have to stay on top of the current trends and what the consumer wants.
I love that. And I love the fact that you're keeping it 100, that this isn't easy.
No, not at all.
And you know, and you honestly have to build up a really strong stomach for this. And a lot of people aren't built for this.
Yeah,
So here,
after 10 years, someone probably would have given up by now. But
exactly.
still, glory be to God because I'm still standing.
Come on now, and you're
I
still
am
standing.
still
Look
standing.
at that. I love it. You don't know the inspiration that you have imparted onto me today.
Thank you.
Um, this was needed and necessary, not only for myself, but also for the viewers and the listeners of
Never,
this particular show. Yeah.
never give up on yourself. If
Yeah.
in your spirit, if you wake up in the morning and this is what you want to do, if you're thinking about it all day, if you go to sleep
Yeah.
with it, if you wake up in the middle of the night and have a
Woo.
concept and you want to put it in your phone before you forget, and it's birthing you, God gave it to you,
Mm-hmm.
you do it. Don't
I
let
love
no one talk you out of your dream. You always
Amen.
have dream killers. Don't let
Yes.
don't let someone kill your dream. Your dream is
Mm,
not for everybody to hear.
mm,
Keep it to yourself and you just keep going. Don't care
yeah.
what your friends say, what your family say. If
Mhm.
it's birthing you, God gave it to you. God didn't give it to
Yes.
you.
That's right.
Everybody is not going to see your vision because they're not supposed to. It's not their vision.
That's right. I love it. I love it. That is so paramount. And I think another thing that you just said that I think a lot of us need to understand is that when God gives it to you, it's for you to walk through and walk out. And
Yeah.
not only that, but there is a lesson in there for you as well. It
Mm.
could be for healing. It could be, of course, always to serve and to help other people,
Yes.
of course. And then also, what are the lessons that you asked for in the middle of all of this that you're going to walk through in this classroom called your own life, your business, that you're going to walk away with and share with others? Because I think even through your CPG training course that you're offering, and I know that that's coming up in the future, that's exactly what you're doing. You've walked out the steps so someone else didn't have to continue to keep bumping their head and losing a ton of money.
Yeah, I bummed my head and I lost a ton of money. And the course will be available for Black Friday.
Yes. And then she's going to share that with us so we can share with y'all. Because I think this is important. It's so many people out there with products that definitely need to be on some shelves,
Yeah.
from any type of retail to grocery to whatever. And I appreciate you taking time to come and hang out with us today. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about where we can find you. Y'all, Pennie's Tea on all of the things: LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. That's where you can find her. Not only that, but if you want to go in ahead and sign up for her course now, if I was you, I would just go ahead and get on the waiting list now. Get the newsletter now so you can be in the know. Because when this drops on Black Friday, I'm sure it's going to fill up fast. And that's at misspennie.com. That's where you're going to be able to find out more about learning how to get your packaged products and goods into retail stores. Why wouldn't you want to learn from somebody that's already done it and make it? I've already signed up. Listen, I did. I went on ahead and signed up. And then lastly, check out penniestea.com. Let me tell you why. Let me go back over there and find that weight loss tea. And then I'm going to just go down the line. And lastly, you guys, don't forget that she's in stores nationwide, 700 plus in 28 different states. And you can go to penniestea.com and you can put in your zip code and find out exactly where you can find her tea. I'm getting ready to go look for it. And I'm going to get in my car when we're done and we're just going to rock out, right? And just enjoy the rest of the day sipping on some tea. And if I can't get it, I'm going on somebody's own line somewhere. We're going to find this tea. All right, Miss Pennie, got a question for you. What are your last words for our audience?
Always believe in yourself. Never doubt yourself, and don't let anyone ever talk you out of what God told you to do.
Well, that's good. We done had church in here today. The doors of the church are open. If there be one, let them come and sign up at misspennie.com. How about that? We're going to go in ahead and put it up there once again for you guys. I definitely have enjoyed my time hanging out with you today, Miss Pennie. I appreciate you for coming and hanging out with us. I really, really do.
Thank you so much, man. I had a blast.
This was good. I felt like I had church. I feel like I need to run around my desk now because this was how good it was. You don't ever know how you impact people where you need it the most, and you have impacted me today with your story. And with the gifts that you have and the acknowledgement that you know that that's what it is a gift.
Yes, absolutely.
We appreciate you. We really, really do. All right, you guys. We're going to go ahead and head up out of here. Once again, penniestea.com is where you can find these amazing teas. And then also misspenny.com is where you're going to go ahead and register for that newsletter now. Get in position because Black Friday is next week. I'm teasing, but get ready because it's coming. So be ready. Okay. All right, you guys. Once again, you are watching Brownstone's Best Business Review. We're part of Brownstone Worldwide, Brownstone Podcast Network, and Brownstone Living Magazine, which means, guess what? What you saw today, you're going to be able to read about and hear about on and in the Brownstone. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'm Dr. P. That's what they like to call me. And we'll see you in these internet streets. Have a great one.